Good day, students. Welcome to Mathgotserved.com. And this clip, we're going to be going over our geometry construction on how to bisect an angle. So the instructions are as follows. We are to use a compass on a straight edge to bisect angle ABC. So we have angle ABC here, and we also are instructed to leave all construction marks. Okay, let's get started. First things first, we're going to create an arc centered at point B. So we'll place our spike on point B, and then we're going to create an arc. Okay? You want to make the radius of the arc one such that it's somewhere between AB and BC. Okay? If the arc is too large, then you might run into a scenario where your intersection of the arcs you will be creating next will be outside the page. Okay? So just in order to make sure that every construction fits in nicely into the page, just make sure that the original arc that you create is not too big. Okay, so let's make this a red arc. So let's create that arc. It's a little bit too thick. Let's make it a little bit slimmer. Alright, so there goes our first arc right there. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to place the spike on the intersection of the arc and ray BA. You create an arc, and then you place the spike on the intersection of the arc and point BC, and then you create the arc, another arc. The rule here is that do not alter the radius of your arc when you are carrying out this construction, these next two constructions. Okay, I can preserve the original length I had. I could change it. Let me just change it a little bit. Doesn't really matter what you do, but after you alter this, the next two arcs must have exactly the same radii. Okay, so place the spike on the intersection of BA and the first arc we created. The angle bisect, or the ray that bisects the angle, should be somewhere in between this region right here. Okay, so before I make my arc, I will move my pencil to a region where I anticipate the intersection of the two arcs to be. Okay, so let's make this the next two arcs I'm going to create. Let's make them blue. So I have a feeling it's going to be somewhere here. That's where the bisector should be. Okay, so I'm going to make an arc right here. Okay, now without altering the radius of the arc you just created, hold your compass at the same radius, and then you place this spike on the intersection of ray BC and the arc you created earlier, and then you're going to create another arc. Okay, and there you have an intersection right there. Now what you have created, if you're not aware of it, is two triangles that are congruent. Okay, using the SSS congruency postulate, we can easily see that the two triangles we just created are congruent. Now this is just a side point. You don't have to do this. So we have this side right here is congruent to that side, and then if you connect this point and this point, and then if you connect this like this, you have two congruent triangles. So you have SSS. So this triangle right here is congruent to this triangle right here. Another thing to note concerning these two triangles, since corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent, this angle right here corresponds to this angle right here. So these two angles are congruent. Hence, we have bisected triangle ABC. So that's the reasoning behind the whole construction that we're doing. Okay, but that's just by the way. So now let's go ahead and draw the ray that bisects angle ABC. So you draw a ray starting from your vertex B right through the intersection of those two blue arcs that we created earlier. All right, so there goes your bisector of angle ABC. Now let's go ahead and put a point on that ray that bisects ABC. Let's call that point D. Okay, this is going to enable us to write our conclusion. All right, so based on the construction we just did, what can we conclude? Our conclusion is as follows. Using objects, we can say that angle ABD is what? Angle ABD is congruent to angle CBD. If we want to use measurements, we can say the measure of angle ABD, whatever the numerical value of this angle is, it is equal to the measure of angle CBD. And then we can also indicate that ray BA, ray BD is the bisector. Okay, so we can say that ray BD, so BD, this ray right here is the bisector of what? Is the bisector of angle ABC. All right? So that's how to bisect an angle using a compass and straight edge. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. I really appreciate it. If you found the contents of this tutorial helpful in your study of the constructions in geometry, do give us a thumbs up. Your positive feedback is very valuable to us. Now, if you have any questions or comments about the contents of this presentation, or if there is a geometry construction that you would like us to do for you, just place your requests or your comments in the space below this video, and we'll be more than glad to support you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for updates to other tutorials such as this. If you would like to access other construction tutorials and other great tools for geometry, you can visit our website at mathgotserved.com. Thanks again for watching and have a wonderful day.